So in this question, they're asking us to write on the number of minimum people at the cricket match. So what we have is 36,000 correct to the nearest thousand. So which means the lowest amount would be 35,500. Why? Because let's say it was like 35,499. That would be rounded to 35,500. But since in order for us to round it to a number greater than itself, it has to be 5 or greater than it. So 35,500 is the minimum number that we can round to 36,000 correct to the nearest thousand. And then the number of males attending the match is 21,000 correct to the nearest 500 now. To find the maximum number of females that could be attending the cricket match. So first we need to convert the 21,000 to the, what's it called? Your minimum number. Because you have to find the maximum number of females over here. So to convert your 21,000 to its minimum number, 21,000 has been rounded correct to the nearest 500, which means the smallest amount would be 21,750. Because keep in mind, we're rounding to the nearest 500. And since your, what's it called, the total attendance of the match, 36,000, it has to be correct to the nearest thousand. So first, to get the maximum number of females, this has to be right on the, what's it called, the smallest value for that, for us to get 35,500. So that would be 36,499. This is the value, that is the maximum value. This is your max value for this. And this is your minimum value for this in order for us to get the maximum number of females. Because this has to be subtracted from this. So when you subtract 20,750 from 36,499, what we get is 15,749. That is your answer. So keep in mind like what they're asking us to do. In the first question, they're asking us to find the number of people at the minimum number of people. So minimum would be 35,500. Keeping in mind that 36,000 was correct to the nearest thousand. If they were now, they're asking us to find the maximum number of females. So to get the maximum number of females, we have to use the minimum number of males, and we have to use the maximum number of total attendance. So total attendance maximum number for us to get a rounded value of 36,000, that would be 36,499. Okay. And for the minimum value for male was already rounded to the nearest 500. That would be 20,750. Then question 24 is saying 100 batteries are tested to see how long they last. The table shows the results. So we have this table of number of hours and the corresponding frequency. And we have a histogram and they have made 1 bar for us. So we have to make the rest. And if you can see on the y-axis, we have the frequency density. And on the x-axis, we have the number of bars. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first find the frequency density for each. So they have done the second one for us. Yeah. So frequency density for the first one's frequency density basically has the formula of frequency divided by Clark's width. For the first case, it's going to be our frequency is 10. and class width is 5, so frequency density is 2. Class width is basically distance, the difference of the minimum maximum value of the range. Then for the second, for the third one, frequency is 36. Class width is 9, so that's going to be 4. And for the last one, 30 is the frequency and your class width is 10, so that's going to be 3. So 2, 4, and 3. So for the first one, this is your column. That was 21 to I think 30. So that's going to be at 4. The next one is 30 to 50. 30 to 50 is going to be at 3. Yep. So as your complete histogram, then question 25 is asking us to find the value of A and B. So let's first distribute the exponent outside the bracket. So it's going to be A cubed B times 3, so that's going to be 3B. Always remember, when you have an exponent inside the bracket and outside the bracket, you will multiply them. And this is 27x to the power 4. So basically, oh wait, sorry, that's not B, that's X. My bad. So A cubed times X to the power of 3B equals to 27x to the power of 4, which means A cubed is equal to 27, and your x to the power of 3b is equals to x to the power 4. Since a cube is 27, we know 3 cube is 27, so a equals to 3. And whenever the bases are same, you can just eliminate the base and put the powers equal to each other. So 3b equals to 4, and b is equal to 4 by 3. That is your answer. Then question 26 says A is the point -2, 3, and B is the point 4, 7. Find the coordinates of the midpoint. Midpoint has a formula of x1 plus x2 over 2, comma y1 plus y2 over 2. This is your x1, y1, x2, y2. So I'm going to do -2 plus 4 over 2, comma 3 plus 7 over 2. -2 plus 2 is 2, 2 divided by 2 is 1, plus 7 is 10, 10 divided by 2 is 5, 1, 5 is your midpoint. Then it says line L is the focus of points that are equidistant from A and B. Find the equation of line L. So basically, if I roughly draw this, this is A, this is B, this is your midpoint. This is your line L, basically. But it says line L is the locus of points that are equidistant from A and B. So that means it has to pass through the midpoint. And we have to basically find the equation of line for the midpoint. So first, we find the gradient of AB, which would be 7 minus 3 over 4 minus -2, 4 over 6, 2 by 3. Gradient of AB is 2 by 3. Now, there's a rule for perpendicular lines, especially when you're trying to find the gradient. When you multiply the product, when you not multiply, basically not the product, when you multiply the gradient of two perpendicular lines, their product has to equal to -1. So basically, m of AB multiplied by m of L has to equal to -1. This is the rule that you need to apply when you're trying to find the gradient of perpendicular lines. So we already have gradient of AB, which is 2 over 3 times x equals to -1, which means x would be, instead of calling it x, actually, I'm going to just call it M2. Yeah. So M2 is going to be -3/2. That is your gradient of L. Now we're going to use this gradient to find the equation. And the point we're going to use is 1, 5. So y minus 5 equals to -3/2 times x minus 1. Cross multiply to get rid of the fraction. So 2y minus 10 equals to -3x plus 3. And 2y equals to -3x plus 13. That is the equation of line L. Yep. Question 27 says OABC is a parallelogram. OA equals to 2A, OC is 3C, M is the midpoint of BC, which means this is A and this is A. And T is the point on OB such that OT to TB is 2:1. You have to find OB in terms of A and C. OB would be OC plus CB, which is 3C plus 2A. That is your OB. Then it says express as simply as possible in terms of A and C, AM. So to find AM, let's draw a line first. This is your AM. Okay. And we know that this is A, this is A. So AM can easily be, just going to draw an arrow over here to show what the working is. We go from A to O, then we go from O to C, and then from C to M. So that would be -2A plus 3C plus A, which is going to be 3C minus A. That is AM. Then I have to find AT. So for AT, let's draw a line again. We know that OB was 3C plus 2A. So which means OT would be 2 over 3 times 3C plus 2A, and TB would be 1 over 3 times 3C plus 2A. So to find OAT, we add AO with OT. That's going to be -2A plus 2 over 3 times 3C plus 2A. We simplify that, that's going to be -6A plus 6C plus 4A over 3, which can be written as 6C minus 2A over 3. That is 80. Then show that ATM is a straight line. So for us to show that ATM is a straight line, What we're going to do is we're first going to take AM. AM we found as 3C minus A. And if you look at 80, 80 was 6C minus 2A over 3. So now if we simplify this, we will have 2C minus 2A over 3, right? So if we look at AM, that is 3C minus A. Or if to make it look simpler, I'm just going to take 2 common over here. So that's going to be 3C minus A. Yeah. So now if we compare AM and AT, AM is basically 2/3 of AT. Or 2/3, sorry. 3/2 of AT. Or in other words, you could say that AT is 2/3 of AM. Yep. So you can prove it either way and it will show that ATM is a straight line. And with that, we're done with this paper. If you have any questions or confusions, let me know in the comments below and I will help you out.